Guys, let's make a set of tongs today. I got the railing project coming up where I need to use that 1/2-inch stock, and I don't really have a set of 1/2-inch tongs, something heavy like that, something as a heavy tong that I can use with 1/2-inch. So we're gonna give it a go. I'll tell you, it's been so long since I made tongs, I might as well tell you I've never made tongs before because I can't even remember the last ones that I made. So this will be almost like a first time. Trying to keep it realish. I had a piece of 3/4-inch rebar laying around, and that's some nice heavy stuff. 1/2-inch rebar almost gives you enough material. If you remember my the tongs that I use for the railroad spikes, all right, that's 1/2-inch rebar, just enough to get me something as a jaw, but definitely not heavy enough. So I think the 3/4 will do well. You can't just walk into Lowe's or a typical hardware store and buy that. Some places you can, but it is around. It's certainly at the scrapyard, that's for sure. So we're gonna make V jaws. All right, is what I'd like to do. All right, that open and close like that. And again, I've never made V jaws, and I don't remember how to do any of this stuff. So let's get this heated up, and we're gonna relearn. Like I said, it's been so long, I don't even know where to begin. We're just gonna square off about 4 inches of this, just to get the rebar marks out of there. At least most of them. I think that'll be fine. Oops, one more roll here. Yeah, we got almost square there. A little one heat. Because I haven't made them very often. Every time I go to make a pair of tongs, I come back to this set that I bought a long time ago to remind me of the 3 moves. And if you just focus on this one jaw and arm, all right, our first move is on this side of the anvil, halfway down, let's say in this case, all right? Then always rolling 90 degrees to the left for the amount of jaw that you want to leave, halfway down on this side of the anvil, and that'll create this step. Where is it? This step right here, all right? That step. And then to the left again, 90 degrees, whatever room you need for the joint here, the boss, halfway down again, and that'll create this step, and that step, and then you clean up from there. So that's what I remember every time. So let me say we're gonna go to, let's say, well, just a little bit past that hardy hole for the first part of the jaw. So something like, no, I'm going to go to the hardy hole. That'll be plenty of steel for what I'm trying to do here. Alright, I'll mark that. Go halfway down. Alright, that's kind of what we're after, if I remember right. There's our first step. Now that we're here, we're going to roll to my left, and then 90 degrees, halfway down again. Here we go. We did that halfway, 90 degrees, and now we'll just take that down. We can come back 3 or 4 inches if we want to. Give us room to work. See what we got going on there. We got that step there. Now we can take this little bit of a rise that's in here. We can take that off. We don't want that there. That'll help. That'll be a problem when it comes to binding. So I'm hitting at a bit of an angle here. Take that off. There you have it. All right. Step 1, halfway down here. roll it to my left, 90 degrees, halfway down again. One more time, same direction, halfway down again. Put that third step in, so again, here, roll it, halfway on the other side, roll it, and now we want about an inch, inch and a quarter. We want to be pretty close to this on both of them. And we'll bring that down. And there you have it. Good beginning of a set of tongs. Straighten her up. And hopefully you can see what I'm doing there. But now you have, alright, and again, halfway, down, rotate on the other side of the anvil, down, rotate on the other side of the anvil, down. Down, rotate, over, down, rotate, over, down. Just enough for that box. Alrighty? Now, because I want these to be V-jaws, I'm going to go ahead and draw these out a little bit, up to about an inch, alright? And then I'll just drop a V in here on that side. Now what we're going to do is just going to peen this out or pull it out. Gather. Oh, missed. Give me about an inch. I'm going to keep this side flat. Alrighty. Clean it up a little bit. I think that'll give us enough for our V. Now you can go ahead and put the V in any way you know how. I'm going to do it right here. Pretty careful with the hammer. Really careful with the hammer. She had a nice sharp edge on my handle. Oh well. I think that'll be good. Alright, so you kind of see it looks more like a round, but that's because I suck. I'm okay with it. I think I'll stick it in the vise over here. That kind of did the trick. Let me bring it. Let's see, we just hammer that side. We'll stick this side in the vise just to help get that 90 that I'm after, since I can do it that way. And that looks a little better, huh? Alright, so not prettiest thing in the world, but I think it'll do. I think it'll do. Heat on that end. Let's go ahead and draw these. Oh man, I didn't get much heat, did I? Go ahead and draw these reins out a little. So that we got a little less work to do when we're done. Take one more bite at it. More chunk of rain out of here. a lot of hammering. That's why I'll do a little bit of it now. Save me a little work later. That'll be good enough for now. Alright. We'll let that cool down. I'll spin it around and just do the same exact thing on the other side. Same steps. It isn't just because it's the opposite end or the second tong. It's the same direction. Half to my left 90, half to my left 90, half. Alright, to make them both the same. I'll come back when that one's done. And there you have it. There's the other one. A little tweaking needs to be done, but that's one I just did that you guys didn't watch. Same exact procedure. There's the first one we did. So now I have both ends of my tongs. I'll cut this thing in half and we'll draw out those reins a little. In half we kind of see how these things should work together, if they work. Alright, but we got to draw these friggin' reins out. So I'll do one with you and I'll do the other one alone. Let's just work these reins out a little bit. I don't think we're going to need all that steel. We'll get them worked out a little. I don't like long handle tongs anyways. Alright, one more bite. Or nip out of this thing before I get too tired. Okay, I think that's long enough for what I want. This time I finish it off, so let me cut that off. Whew. We'll nip that off and then we'll be able to finish it up a little easier. Well, actually, I'm going to leave that one the way it is. I'll do the next one to that point so I know what length we want. Now the second tong, what we'll do now, I already drew it out. We'll just kind of soften these edges a little bit and also start tapering this down a little. Just to dress it up a little thick in here. Than we need, that's for sure. Just dress them up a little bit, clean them up a little. Work our way down towards that end. Looks good. A little bit both sickled up. This will be the end of it, huh? Tapering it down a little bit more. I think that's good enough for me. definitely long enough for me. Said I don't like super long tongs. Good enough for me. We'll straighten her out. Why I'm so tired today. This 3-pounder is getting heavy. It's getting heavy on me. Getting heavy, heavy, heavy on Chandler. Poor boy. Oh, stop now. Try to get him straight now. There you go. Bet you guys gonna wonder when's Chandler gonna drop it. You need tongs to make tongs. Alright, I'll turn around and dress up the other one and I'll be back. So there's the first one we did. Here's the second one we did. And we got them pretty close to the same length. Everything looks pretty darn good to me, I think, at this point. So we'll let those suckers cool down. And then we'll, at this point, you can clean them up, dress them. You know, these joints here, I don't remember exactly how they all want to be dressed, but this wants to be clean, this inner, and this one want to be cleaned up. So I might hit them with the grinder and then let them cool, and then we'll come back and put a rivet in. As you're looking as to where you want these to end up, I'm a little bit upset. I'm way longer on this one here, which makes me a little upset. My boss is in the wrong spot, but that's all right. It's going to be this spot in here that binds, and as you open them, all right, yeah, this spot on both sides. Sorry, so I'm going to just clean those off, make them nice and clean in there, and then we'll go ahead and get it peened up. I'll just have to have a little shorter jaw than my original. This was the second one, but that's what, you know, practice, geez. I mean, geez, it's amazing that I've even gotten this far with it, I think. I've only made like 2, I think. All right, so just hit those with the grinder just so that we got more room to play in there. This is the thing that you gotta, I mean, if you look, these two are not the same size. I should have pulled back a little more. If I did, I could have brought this jaw back and they could be the same size. I might try to widen that a little bit, but it's almost too late now. So I mean, this dimension here is critical that they're the same. And I'll probably say it again at the end, but this isn't how to make tongs. This is Chandler making tongs. This is probably the way you'll do it the first couple of times. There are really good videos on YouTube showing step-by-step, clean, total details, dimensions, etc. This is just Chandler making a set of tongs out of a piece of rebar. This is the way it'll happen for most of us until we get as good as some of the other guys out there. Let's go ahead and rivet this thing together. Another issue that I have is that, you see this gap here? Where am I? Here. Alright, I gotta move that boss over here to this one. So we'll get them both heated up, and then I'll get them lined up and set where I want them to be, and then we'll go ahead and put that punch in. Try to put the punch to them. I want to get these guys lined up where they're supposed to be a little better. We're going to end up right about in there. So let's just bring them together a little. Okay, and see if we can get down where we want to be. So I got a bit of a problem right here. Short of that, I think we're going to be okay. I don't know. I think I'll just dress that with a grinder. Figuring out where I want this rivet to end up going. I'm going to put it right there for sure. Just move myself a little mark. We'll heat them up. We'll punch it out with some 5/16. And put a 5/16 rivet in. I can find my little mark. That's where I want it. See about getting a hole punched out of this thing. There. Ouch. Damn knee breaker coming at you again. Them knee breakers coming at you again, Chandler. Stop now. You can't hit anything with this stupid handle. Oof, I can't punch it out there either. Yeah. That's why I say in all my punching videos, it's good practice. Alright, I'll be back. I'll tell you what I did wrong. What happened on the first one is that I started on this side, alright, which is where I had it marked, And then when I went to come over here on the hardy hole, the jaw's in the way. So I actually have to start on this side, which I remember exactly where I want it. There. So now, when I come over here to pop it out, we're going to be in good shape. See? And there she goes. Alright, let's heat her up one more time to drift her out. Actually, we'll pop the plug out of this one. Alright. Pop the plug out of this one again. That's the way the mistake was. Actually, I might be able to drift this one too. Might be hot enough. For me, go for you. Go for me, go for you, go for me, go for you. There you go. Make sure I'm not melting my other one. Get this line back up halfway decent like. We'll just run that drift through it one more time. Mother's hot. Just to resize the hole. Come on, get in the hole. Shame that sure does struggle a lot. There you go. That's one done. Other one's coming up. Redrift this, or drift this one. Let's get my drift. Needs to be dressed a little. Get out of there. Things back with it along. Straighten some stuff up. That's good. Just drift again. Put it through one more time. Everything's hot on my fingers, boys and girls. That's why I'm acting like a moron. There you go. Alrighty, we'll let those cool. We'll get the rivet. I got a piece of 5/16 and a cut, round cut, and we'll slide her in there and we'll peen her over and we'll be in good shape. I hope. Trying to fit these to see how they're going to work. I just kind of notched these corners out a little bit just to give me a little room. I know that's cheating and it's bad blacksmith ship from Chandler, but that's the way it is. Alright, we're going to go ahead and rivet this thing up. I do have a bottom swedge for riveting somewhere over here, which we'll use. That one right there. And we're going to heat this 5/16 round. We are set up, ready to go with these pieces cold. We'll go ahead and make sure we got everything the right way. Drop our rivet in there, line it up with the bottom. Boy, that rivet's pretty darn big. Wow, let's get a driver through a little more then. Let's drive her through a little more then, because that rivet is big. There we go. Now we can start peening them over. Boy, I'm in big trouble. You can see that right now. Alright, we're kind of not where we want to be, that's for sure. So I'm not sure how we're going to fix that problem. To be completely honest with you, I don't see a way to fix it. Except with a bigger hammer. Those are the ugliest freaking tongs I've ever made. I'm not even going to show you this video, I don't think. That's freaking horrible. The rivet squished out in between them. I don't know if I can salvage that. Getting a bigger hammer. You suck today. I swear, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work. These aren't working very well. Holy crap. We'll salvage them, I bet you. Alright, so what we're going to do now that I got that squeezed together, I'm hoping the rest of this will work normally. We're going to heat this up red hot, quench it and work it, because right now they're frozen solid. There's nothing we can do about it. Hopefully that'll open everything up for us if I didn't ruin everything. Again, we want the rivet and the rivet hot, but not, and the boss, but not the reins hot. And I got them hot. Work them into the water. I'll be damned if they don't work. I'll be snicker fried. Alright, so we're not as horrible as we thought we were. Alright, I'm okay with that. I'm happy. I mean, considering I put all that time into it, at least it's gonna work, I hope. Now, with rebar, big time. Quenching like I just did, rebar can have some carbon inside there, so you really want to be careful now. If I hammer on this, it might crack. We don't want that to happen, so we're going to go ahead and temper it down. I want to heat it back up to do some fine tuning on the handle anyway. We're coming out. I need to be out and in. I need the jaws lined up more, so. But it's not a complete failure. It certainly indicates to Chandler he's got a lot more tong practice to do though. We're getting there. Let's open a little bit and try to bring these guys together so these tongs feel a little more comfortable in the hand at the right closing point. Just get them where I want them to be. I think that's pretty good, actually. I think that's pretty good. So I'm okay with that. I mean, geez, they're pretty ugly to begin with. All right, I'm going to nip off this end, and then we'll go ahead and just finish up the fitting of the jaws. What I ended up doing is I left that bottom jaw long, kind of like a duckbill. Just, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, if I need it different size, I can make it a different size. Here's a piece of 1/2 inch. This is what this whole project was for. Tongs to hold 1/2 inch. So I'm still warm here, so I'm just going to adjust my reins so that they're right where I want them to be when I'm gripping the 1/2 inch, and I think I'm okay with that. And what I'll do now is heat just the jaw up, and we'll get everything set where I want it to be. Well, let's see what we can make out of this catastrophe. So we'll get this in where I want it to be, keeping my reins the distance I want them apart. I'm just going to set everything in at the right size and angle here so that that fits in nice and snug, just like that. Alright, like that. Now we have leverage in this direction, leverage in that direction, leverage in this direction. Reins feel good in my hands. And I'd say we're darn, I think we're there. I think that's it. The heck? I mean, it's sad for somebody who's spent as much time on an anvil as I have, but I haven't spent a lot of time making tongs. So, no doubt about it, that's the key, is not understanding. You have to make them. If you need them, make them. Even if they're a piece of crap, make the dang things, because you'll learn every time you do, and I'll get better at it. They actually don't look too bad. I'm shocked, a little bit shocked. A little bit shocked I am. Alrighty, what do you think? A little bit angled there. Let's go down this way. I like them. Alrighty, there you go. 1/2 inch tongs. The saddest thing. Alright, let's do lessons learned before I say goodbye. Alright, close. The principles worked. Half, turn, half, turn, half. That's worked beautifully. My mistake was the dimensions in the boss area. They have to be the same. They're pretty darn close. Otherwise, you're going to end up with this kind of staggered look that I have here. In addition to that, that fit and finish, I mean, the fit has to be, these tongs have to fit together before you put that rivet in. It just wasn't quite there, and because these two pieces were cold, they weren't going to move, and I left the space in and had trouble with that rivet. Short of that, I'm pretty happy with the way these tongs turned out. Not happy with my tong making abilities, but there's a set of 1/2 inch, I call them V's, they're not really V's, I don't know what you call them, left and right angles, but now I have positive control all the way around, and that's important for a lot of things that I do. So take care, hope you learned with me. We'll do more tong videos. We're going to do crap load more tongs because I want to get good at it. You should be able to whip one of these things out. Is it Brian that does the tongs in an hour or in one heat or something like that? Watch his videos. He's very, very clean. It's almost, in my world, because I'm still learning so much, it's almost unrealistic to see such perfection, but obviously it can happen because he shows you that kind of stuff. But hey, don't give up. I'm pretty happy with how these turned out. We'll catch you. We'll catch you on the next video. Thank you.